So, a while ago, and I mean a while ago, like it must have been a couple years or more at this point, I did a game analysis video on Glacier 3. And I was really positive about it, glowing even, and I like to look back on that video because it reminds me that, games that seem to be shovelware can be anything but shovelware. I really like that the loading screen has the word for loading in so many different languages. I really like that. It's kind of artsy. Anyway, the reason I'm making this video is not some sort of retrospective or follow-up, because my opinion on Glacier 3 hasn't changed. No, this video is because there's a PC port of Glacier 3. Now, Glacier 3 was originally a Nintendo Wii only title, and that was because it was controlled entirely with motion controls, and if you recall the game analysis video, which I don't blame you if you don't, or maybe you haven't watched it at all, I said the motion controls feel really good. And yeah, they still do. But, playing it with a keyboard, that's something that I thought would be interesting. Normally, you port a console racing game to PC, it's whatever. It's probably going to be the same, if not better, on PC. But this was a game made exclusively for use with Wii motion controls, and you could only control it with Wii motion controls. So, the idea that there was a PC port, that kind of struck me as a little odd. So, how is the PC port? Well, it's mostly the same game. It may look a little better on PC, and it's well optimized, honestly. Like, I expected it to have trouble running on my laptop, but no. Actually, it runs fine on my laptop, even though much worse looking games have issues. But I don't really care super much about graphics or what resolution the game runs at or whatever. As long as I can see what's going on and play the game, it's fine. It's all good by me. The thing I played this game for is to figure out how the controls hold up and the transition from motion controls to keyboard controls. And the answer is well, it feels kind of like steering with the Wii Remote anyway. Like, they didn't change the handling any. You obviously move with the keyboard now, like you move with the arrow keys, but the handling still feels the same as it did on the Wii. Like, the momentum and physics and everything is identical. And you may not figure this is super bad, but the Wii version, it was made for you to correct your movements using a Wii Remote. So correcting your movements using a keyboard is a little more difficult. Like, the handling in the Wii version was built around the idea that you would be using a Wii Remote, which is what made the motion controls work so well. But, the PC version, you have to really adjust. Because if you're not familiar with the fact that this used to be a Wii game with motion controls only, the controls are really going to throw you off because they're really sensitive, and it's very difficult to correct yourself properly without a lot of practice. But it still is most certainly Glacier 3, and if I pick up Glacier 3 to play it again, might be on PC, because, that's simply more convenient than starting up the Wii and putting in the Glacier 3 disc when the Wii is, really far away and the Glacier 3 disc has long been put away. Weapons feel the same, everything feels the same as the Wii version. There's been no particular effort to make the game more suitable for PC, but, I guess, what did I expect, honestly? You should probably just play the Wii version if you want to play Glacier 3 at any point. Really, just play the Wii version instead. Not that this is awful, I'm sure it's still beatable, I can still play it, and I might play it for fun now and again, but the Wii version is just better. For handling reasons alone, really. So, now that we're here, and we have to wait for the cup to finish, it's time to talk about Glacier 3, and the developer more specifically. So, Glacier 3 was developed by Team 6 Studios, and they've made a lot of racing games, I mean, a whole lot. Most recently, they've made Road Rage, that PS4 motorcycle game focused on melee combat, where you drive around on your motorcycle beating people with golf clubs. And it was an open-world driving game. I was really excited for it. I even pre-ordered it, and it wasn't so good. I don't think anyone wanted Road Rage to be good better than me, and it still wasn't. It was still really bad, and I narrowly finished it. Not because it was necessarily difficult, but because some of the objectives are just weird and kind of broken. But something that stuck out about Road Rage is that the handling was still very, very smooth. Team 6 is very good at doing vehicle handling properly. Team 6 is also responsible for the Flatout game on the Wii, and for Flatout 3. Now, I have absolutely no experience with any of the other Flatout games at all, but I wanted to play Flatout 3 specifically because, you know, everyone hated it, like it's one of the most despised racing games, and I played it, and guess what, the handling is still fine. The handling is still as good as I've come to expect from Team 6 Studios, so at least I can say that about it. Anyway, this has been the PC port of Glacier 3. Now, if I could just fucking figure out which of these keys activates the mines. I can't... I've got the other weapons down. Which of these keys activates the fucking mines? Because I just need to know. I just need to know for future reference. Let's see. Maybe the top row. Maybe the topper row. Maybe the top-ist row. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.